What's up, everybody? It's your friend Fast Feet Freddy coming to you with another video. Before we get into it, please remember to like and subscribe. I certainly appreciate all your love and support. And with that, we're talking about the real reason that the Big 12 ain't ready for Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. But before we get into this delicious delicacy, let me remind you to go visit my good friend over at TLP Sports Club. Bandwagon Buffs, baby. The hot train is real. Go and smash the button down till you break your phone over on his channel. And don't forget to go see my boy over at Vibe Season Sports. You know it's a vibe on his channel. Content is impeccable. The graphics, magician. You guys go show him some love. And with that, we're getting back into it. Now, let the pot stirring begin. So some of you, maybe many, maybe not so many of you may know that in 2025, the Colorado Buffaloes will be joining the Big 12. Arizona will also be another team from the Pac-12 that will be joining in 2025. There will also be some teams leaving the Big 12 as Colorado is settling back in. And we're going to go over all of that because the Big 12 is not ready for Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. Let's go. So first off, for making the move, the Colorado Buffaloes in 2025 will receive an equal media rights share of $31.7 million as the Big 12 has a contract with both ESPN and Fox. The Big 12 will also consist of 14 teams, both from 2023 to 2025, and then beyond that, as far as we can tell, currently they will have Cincinnati, Houston, UCF, BYU, Texas Tech, Kansas, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Iowa State, TCU, Oklahoma, Texas, and West Virginia. So then in 2025, Oklahoma and Texas will be leaving to the SEC, and Colorado and Arizona will be moving into the Big 12. So, with the Oklahoma Sooners and the Longhorns leaving, what school is primed to lead the recruiting and the talent, both in players and coaches in the Big 12? Well, I've made a list of my top 5 schools. Currently, I know that the rotation in the Big 12 is year to year, but if it was to happen now, this is my perspective, my opinion on which 5 teams are going to be at the top of the Big 12. So obviously, haters, my first choice is going to be Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. With Texas and Oklahoma leaving, you have Coach Prime. And if you still have Charles Kelly and Sal Sinceri, Nick Williams, all those coaches, you still have Sean Lewis. You know, if you still have all those coaches, along with a lot of the recruits, you're going to still have some 5-star players on that roster heading into the Big 12, along with whoever else they're recruiting between now and then. But the Colorado Buffaloes, if you're losing Texas and Oklahoma, then I've got to imagine that they're going to be at the top of the Big 12 as far as just talent and overall strength on the field. So the first place I want to start will be the depth and the commitments of which Colorado will still have once the move to the Big 12 is made. You're going to see that a lot of these star players will still have a couple of years left of eligibility, not to mention the slew of 4- and 5-star recruits that Coach Prime has his eyes on that have either already signed or that we feel are very close to signing. So let us start with the 5-star recruits that will be on that 2025 Colorado Buffaloes football team. Number 1 will be Cormani McClain out of Lakeland, Florida. 5-star cornerback out of the class of 2023 will still have 2 years of eligibility remaining. Number 2 will be 5-star wide receiver Winston Watkins Jr. out of IMG Academy. He will be a freshman. Number 3 will be 4-star athlete Aaron Butler out of Calabasas, California. He will be a sophomore. Number 4, Brandon Davis Swain, 4-star defensive lineman out of West Bloomfield, Michigan, class of 2024. He will be a sophomore. Number 5 will be Zakaro Lewis, 4-star wide receiver out of Tampa, Florida, class of 2024. He will be a sophomore. Number 6 will be Big Omar White, 4-star defensive lineman out of Leesburg, Georgia, class of 2024. He will be a sophomore. Now, Colorado will have tons of talent that are not 4 stars. As the 2024 class, the recruiting class for the Colorado Buffaloes is ranked number 38. You're also going to have Micah Welch, 3-star running back, as well as Eric Brantley, 3-star defensive lineman, Danny O'Neal, 3-star quarterback, and Talon Chandler as a 3-star interior offensive lineman. All of these players coming out of the class of 2024, so there will be sophomores going into the move to the Big 12. But now let us dig a little deeper into the other teams possibly at the top of the Big 12 in 2025. My next choice would be the Wildcats of Kansas State. Now, look, I know things change in both coaching and players year to year, so just bear with me and follow along because these are hypotheses about what could possibly go on. But currently, the Kansas State Wildcats, their head coach is Chris Kleinman. Their defensive coordinator is Joe Klotterman, and their offensive coordinator is Colin Klein. Now, the Wildcats were the winners of the Big 12 championship against the TCU Horned Frogs. They took the title in 2022. Currently, their overall recruiting class for 2024 is ranked number 57 with 6 commitments, all of them 3 stars. Moving to the next team, possibly at the top of the Big 12, would be the TCU Horned Frogs. Head coach Sonny Dykes. Offensive coordinator Kendall Briles. Defensive coordinator Joe Gillespie. Of course, we know that the Horned Frogs went to the title game where they were walloped by the Georgia Bulldogs. But their recruiting class for 2024 consists of 8 commitments, 4 4-stars, 3 3-stars, and 1 no-stars. Their current rank is number 45. So you can already tell that Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, as far as recruiting goes and talent goes, with the absence of Texas and Oklahoma, you can already see that they're already in competition. It's going to come down to coaching, who's better coaching with the talent that they have on the field. And I still believe that Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffalo staff are going to take the W as far as that goes. But let's continue on with these other schools that I have in my top 5. So next on this prestigious list are the Houston Cougars out of Houston, Texas. Head coach Dana Holgorsen. Also going to be the play caller, and the defensive coordinator is Doug Belk. Now, Dana is a good head coach, a good offensive mind, knows how to put points up. It is not a walk in the park to play against Dana and the Houston Cougars, especially in Houston. They know how to score. Very good football program. I don't believe, however, that they have the talent and the firepower that they need to keep up with the Colorado Buffaloes or with TCU or with Texas Tech. I do believe that the recruiting will be the undoing for their first year in the Big 12. The recruiting class, as it stands, only has 2 commitments, and one is a 3-star and the other is a no-star. Still, a good head coach and a good offense. Now, moving on to the team that I do believe will be a challenge for Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes in 2025. And that is the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Yes, I said the Texas Tech Red Raiders, not TCU, not Kansas State, but the Joey McGuire-led Texas Tech Red Raiders out of Lubbock, Texas. Zach Kitley is your offensive coordinator, and Tim DeRuyter is your defensive coordinator. But Joey McGuire is a defensive juggernaut, and he is a recruiting mastermind in the state of Texas, and you can see it by their recruiting class. Their recruiting rank for 2024 is number 19. Number 19. They currently have 13 commitments, 4 4-stars, and 9 3-stars. It is unheard of to have these kind of recruits going into the city of Lubbock to play at Texas Tech. If you have followed Texas Tech football in the past years, so could this be the new rivalry, the new Texas and Oklahoma, Texas Tech versus the Colorado Buffaloes, Coach Prime in the city of Lubbock? Maybe. Yes, I don't know. But alas, that is a conversation for another day, as I give you the runner-up in this prestigious list of contenders in the Big 12, and that is the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Head coach is Mike Gundy and his amazing mullet flowing in the wind as he calls plays for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. His defensive coordinator is Brian Nardo, and the recruiting class for the Cowboys in 2024 is ranked at number 44. 8 commitments, all 8 are 3-stars. The Oklahoma State Cowboys are no pushovers. They could be at the top of the Big 12 or they could be at the bottom of the Big 12. It really just depends on how they are clicking.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
And as for the kingdom of the 12 teams inside the 14 teams of the Big 12, just know that Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes are ready for the Big 12. It is you, teams of the 12, that are not ready for Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. But still, know this, we coming.